Well, he is supported by the SEIU, and the SEIU spent $8 million getting Mark Ridley Thomas elected to the Board of Supervisors. So just pointing out that, you know, what's happening at this point, we still have 3 weeks left in the election cycle. Anything could happen. The story has not been fully told yet.
All right, next question by Harlan Peterson. What is your position? Whose turn is it? Is that someone I've gone? What is your position on the construction of 4-story apartment buildings in Sherman Oaks? What about 5 stories? What is your position on the construction of 4-story apartment buildings in Sherman Oaks? How about 5-story apartment buildings?
Either one sounds terribly appealing. This is a low-rise residential neighborhood, and I think that when I lived here, I lived in a 3-story lovely apartment condo building, and that sounds about like the right height.
Response.
We have height limitations in this city. We have height limitations under our community plans, under our specific plans, and so on. And too often, developers come before the plum, they come before council, and they get whatever they want. They get variances from these height limitations, they get special treatment as long as they hire the right lawyer or have the right lobbyist, or if they wave the flag and say SB 1818, affordable housing, then all of a sudden the doors open up and they get whatever they want. And I think that's what needs to stop. We need to stick with the restrictions of our specific plans. They're there for a reason, because when you have these gargantuan buildings, they destroy the character of the neighborhoods that we're trying to protect. I was happy to go down to the Plum Committee.
Thank you. Thank you very much, John. Next, Matt Epstein.
Okay, I get the fun job, the easy job, which is you each have 2 minutes to respond to this, but basically the question is, what lies are being told about you during the campaign? So tell us about the lies and tell us how you feel about the lies.
2 minutes.
2 minutes each. Who started the last one? Both of you start at the same time. Why don't you start, Chris?
Well, the last I saw, there was a mailer that blamed me for all the traffic on the 101 freeway. So I thought it represented a lot of power that I think next might be the swine flu. So be looking for that mailer coming your way. I also have been accused of driving the movie business out of California. And so I kind of revel in having that power of persuasion, of pushing producers to take all their projects to other states. The truth of the matter is I was chair of the California Film Commission for 9 years. The job of the California Film Commission is an advisory post. The main role, and you can see this on the website, is to facilitate filming within the state. What I did is I turned it into an advocacy position. And I organized the industry, including labor and management and producers and all of the vendors that participate in the industry. And we went to Sacramento and pleaded with Sacramento to do something about runway production. We saw Canada offering incentives, we saw other states offering incentives, we saw other countries offering incentives, and the legislature, while they gave us a lot of lip service, at the end of the day, they decided not to give us an incentive because they were afraid of giving it to a project that would have stayed here anyhow. When we finally got to 0 films shooting here, and I know this from working at a studio that, and talking to our other studio friends, the incentives are just too great to keep filming here. That we are now able to finally have an incentive. It's flawed, we need to fix it, we need the city of Los Angeles to comply as well. Okay.
The campaign. Good.
Okay, well, first, just a quick response to that. No one has accused Chris of driving the industry out of California. What I've accused her of is spending 9 years as the head of the California Film Commission and failing to stop it. We had runaway production that's gone to, you know, all of the other states, including Florida, where Chris spent time lobbying Florida to increase their incentives to take California jobs away while she was the head of the California Film Commission. Now, she lobbied Sacramento to get this California Film Incentive passed, and when it finally succeeded is when I authored the bill. And it's already paying dividends now by creating jobs right here in Sherman Oaks and Studio City. Now, as far as mistruths about me, I have to say that they have come so fast and so furious and are so voluminous that I can't possibly address them in 2 minutes. She's accused me of trying to sell off a golf course that I've in fact spent the last 2 years trying to protect against development. She's accused me of supporting a bill that would raise insurance rates, when in fact it created an incentive that lowered insurance rates. She said I wanted to try and get GPS devices in all of your cars. In fact, that was absolutely provably false. And I think if she didn't know it, she should have known it. She's going to accuse me of a lot more things. You probably already have gotten some of the slick mailers that are paid for by her IEs and her developer friends. And it's going to be too much for me to be able to keep up with. So I've set up a website, www.esselwatch.wordpress.com. Check it often, check it daily, and we'll keep you up to date on what Chris Essel says that's not true.
Thank you. Okay, next is the closing statements. Let me explain. After that, there's two things that are going to occur. Number one, we have all of these items, and hopefully you have your red ticket, and Jules is going to quickly come up here, and we're going to give out the gifts from Trader Joe's. And then we're going to allow you, not allow you, encourage you to come up here and talk one-on-one with the candidates. So, 1 minute closing statement. We're going to reverse. So, Christine will go first. Christine, your closing statement.
Well, I'd like to just take a minute to contrast our two candidacies. Paul has been an elected official, and he's able to talk about bills he's passed and a lot of neighborhood work he's done. He refuses to take any responsibility for the mess that Sacramento is in. Not only is the current budget not balanced, and the tricks and the gimmicks they use to balance the budget are blowing up in their faces, but we're now looking, according to a report today, at a $21 billion deficit next year. Paul has been in the Assembly for 3 years. He ran on a platform of reforming Sacramento, and it didn't happen. And now we're looking at the city of Los Angeles facing a similar kind of big budget deficit. And do we really want more taxes and more cuts in services, or do you want somebody from the private sector that knows how to create jobs and grow the economy? And that's what I will come to City Council to do.
Thank you, Paul.
Well, I'll tell you what I think that we want in City Council. I think we want somebody who has a proven track record of listening to people who live here and fighting for their interests, standing up for them, solving problems for them in a pragmatic, practical way. We want somebody who's proven their ability to work across party aisles, to develop practical solutions, to pass legislation even in this very dysfunctional state legislature. And no question about it, it is. But you know what? In my first term, I had more bills signed into law by the Republican governor than any other member of my freshman class, which proves I get the job done. I can work on practical solutions, I can work with people, I can build coalitions, and most importantly of all, I've proven my record of listening to my constituents, advocating on their behalf, and it's about time you have an advocate in City Hall and not another status quo politician that gets all of her money from the special interests and the allies of the mayor.
Thank you. Okay.